Welcome back, guys, to day 4. And we will just repost this. I'll post this inside the Facebook group and we'll put it in the replay center. So for those of you that were unable to watch from Facebook, so sorry. Zoom and Facebook decided that they were going to be meanies today to each other. So that's okay. There's always a way around it. And so I'm really, really glad to share this information with you. So we are diving into day 4, which is all about making heart-centered invitations and heart-centered sales, which we have to do if we want to have a paying client, right? If we want to have an actual business. If we do not invite people to work with us, what we end up with is a really, whoops, this is really big. What we end up with is a very expensive hobby or a very expensive side hustle. Okay. And I want to also share that making a sale in your business does not mean that you have to do things that feel icky and out of alignment. Okay. Making sales in your business actually is an energy. It's not necessarily the things that you are, you get to choose how you're going to make the sale. You get to choose how you're going to show up. You get to choose how you're going to invite somebody to work with you. Right? So the action of making a sale starts from energy always first. And if you are in service and if you're like, you know what, I just want to invite you up on my front porch. That's what we're doing. So yesterday we talked about the attract and the nurture and how important that was. I'm just going to pop up to that slide real quick, right? Attract, nurture, invite, right? Attracting somebody is bringing somebody off of the pathway, off of the sidewalk to turn down our pathway to have a seat at one of the benches so that they can have an experience, so that we can then serve and nurture them. Now, in order for somebody to actually come into our home, which is our offer suite, we have to invite them, right? So we want to invite them up onto the front porch and talk and say, hey, how are you? What are you struggling with? What does it look like for you on Payne Island? What would you like to have instead? Right? And then we get to uncover which one of our offers, is it a high tier offer? Is it a mid tier offer? Is it a bite size offer just to get started? Which one of those is going to help them get the best results that they say that they want? Not which one do we want to sell necessarily, but how can we help them get the result that they want? Which offer do we have in our wheelhouse that is going to help them get the result that they want? Right. And I love to use the example of one of my clients in the very beginning when I first created my very first high ticket 6-month offer. And I had a client who reached out to me and she said, Chris, I heard you talk at the hospital for our lymphedema group. And I'm really struggling. I'm not taking good care of myself. I need to lose 50 pounds and I'm waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning with anxiety attacks. Can you help? And I said, absolutely, let's hop on a call. So I returned her call. I said, let's talk about, what is it that you need? And as we were talking, she shared all of that and then said, and I don't have a job. And so instantly my brain went to, well, you can only offer her like your one-off session because she doesn't have a job. How's she going to pay you? Right. And I stopped and I said, is that going to help her get what it is that she said that she just wanted? In one session, can I help her create a routine around getting back onto the system routine for her taking care of her lymphedema? In one session, can I help her lose 50 pounds? In one session, can I help her overcome the anxiety attacks? No, she was asking me for a result. So for me to give her something that wasn't going to help her get the result is actually not in service to her. And so I said, I would love to support you. And here's how I could support you. It's going to take time to lose 50 pounds. And so I can work with you in a 6-month container or a 3-month container. And which one would you like? And she said, I'll take the 6 months. And she said, and by the way, I start a new job next month. And I was like, isn't that interesting? When we show up in service to helping our clients get the results that they want, the sales then become a side effect. The sales then become a side effect. When we stand in service to helping our clients get the results that they want, notice that this is all about our clients, not about us. If I was making it about me, I would have just offered the $97 offer because it was about me, what I thought she could afford, what I thought, you know, and that's not what we want to do. Because the truth is, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the result that your client wants. So we need to be a stand for what it is that our client wants, right? So here we are on the client pathway. We've talked about bringing somebody, attracting them from stranger into viewer, nurturing them. And now we've got a potential client. We've got somebody who's gotten value. They've been served an experience. They know how you can solve the problem. She's engaging and ready to take the next step by enrolling or hopping on a quick clarity call. So we want to uncover what is the transformation that she's looking at so that we can offer her the right offer in our offer suite. And the right offer is what is going to help her get the results at the level of support that she's looking for, right? You are going to be surprised how many people will absolutely invest in getting results quicker, right? So some people want to go full speed ahead and they're like, nope, I want you. I want to go all in. I want to get these results as quick as possible. Amazing. That's going to be your high tier offer. Right? Some people are just going to want to dip their toe in the water and just maybe get their foundations. Awesome. That might be your mid-tier offer. Okay. But we want to have an offer to meet people where they are based on the level of support that they want. So when we invite people to work with us, what we're doing is we are inviting people to also go up the ladder of beliefs. There's a ladder of beliefs that we all go up before we can make an investment. And it doesn't matter what the investment is. This is human psychology. This is the psychology of sales. Okay. And step one is you have to be enrolled in you. You have to be enrolled in you. You have to be excited and inspired around the service that you are offering, right? We cannot be in self-doubt and expect somebody else to make us believe in ourselves. It doesn't work that way. Hi, Alexa, welcome. It doesn't work that way. So step one is we have to be enrolled in ourselves. We have to be excited and confident that we are here to help others. And that comes from our state of being. Who are you being in the world? Are you being generous? Are you being in service? Are you being confident? Are you being relaxed? Or are you being doubtful? Are you in scarcity? Yeah. So we want to make sure that we are first enrolled in ourselves. And we want to make sure that when we invite somebody to work with us, we're in the energy, not of scarcity, not of how do I close the deal or get the client, but how can I serve this person to get the transformation that they look in the quickest way possible? So these are the ladder of beliefs. These are the steps that we all go through. So step one is I believe this is possible in the world. So before anybody can say yes to working with you, they have to believe that the result that they want is possible someplace in the world. They might not yet believe it's possible for them, but they do believe that it's possible in the world. Do they believe that so my client that worked with me for 6 months had to believe that it was possible for her to lose 50 pounds, or it was possible in the world for somebody to be able to lose 50 pounds, that it was possible to not wake up in the middle of the night with anxiety attacks. All right. Then through talking with me, she became to believe that it was possible for her. Right. So the next step that she went on is, oh, okay. After talking with Chris, I now believe it is possible for me. I can lose 50 pounds. I can get a handle on my lymphedema. I can do something about my own health and wellness so that I'm not waking up with panic attacks at 3 a.m. The next step that she went to is she believed that this was possible for her now. She didn't have to wait until all the stars aligned. She didn't have to wait until her schedule was perfect. She believed that it was possible to have this now. It's possible for me to work on losing 50 pounds, getting control of my anxiety, and taking care of myself. And I believe that that's possible for me now. Step 4 is she believed it was possible for her now, and she wanted my support. Right? So the next step that your client is going to go on is she believes that it's possible. Her transformation that she wants is possible for her now. And she likes your system, right? We talked about signature system. She can see how you are going to guide her from where she is on Pain Island to where she wants to be on Pleasure Island. And you're inviting her to come step in the boat with you. And she's saying, yes, I want your support. She's saying, yes, I'm deciding to step in the boat with you so that you can help me move from here to here. Okay. And then the last step is she believes it's possible for me now with your support, and she can enroll anyone else to be in alignment with her decision, which means she has to be willing to have that conversation with her husband or her spouse, or willing to have a conversation with herself about where she's going to find the resources to support herself in this investment. Right? That's the final commitment. Right? I believe it's possible for me now. I want your support. I'm saying yes. And I'm willing to figure out how to make that happen. I'm willing to explore the resources that are going to help me get that. Make sense? Right. We can say that we want it all day long, but if we don't take the next step and commit and invest in somebody that can help us move from where we are on Pain Island to Pleasure Island, then we're missing one of those main steps that we talked about earlier, which is the support and the system. Right? So this is the ladder of beliefs. This is human psychology. This is what every single client is going to go through before they can say yes to work with you. Okay. So when we think about taking a stand for our clients, this isn't about overcoming somebody's objection. This is about being a stand for what it is that our ideal clients want and helping them shift maybe a limiting belief that they might have. Right? If they're like, yes, oh my God, I want this so bad, but I can't afford it. Right? We all have gotten that, right? I don't see that as an objection. When somebody says, I really want this, but I can't afford it, what that tells me is that they're actually looking for a way to explore having support around this. And typically when we say, I can't afford it, it is more about worthiness. It's more about, am I willing to invest in myself for this? Right? It's not necessarily I can't afford it. We know this happens with all of us. We afford what we value. Time and money bends to our priorities. You guys might want to write that one down. Time and money bends to your priorities. We do that every day when we decide whether or not we're going to go through Starbucks or whether we decide that we're going to buy the XYZ thing. Time and money bends to our priorities. So what are you making a priority? What we're doing here is we're helping our client make the decision that her health and her wellness and the transformation is the priority. Even if the bank account says no. What do I mean by that? I don't mean that we're trying to convince or persuade them. What we're doing is we're asking them if they're willing to explore how they could find the resources. And I know that every single one of you have done this at some point in time in your life. Something happens, the refrigerator breaks, the dishwasher breaks, you need new tires on your car, your kid needs dental work. The bank account might say no, but you find the resource for it because it's what you value, right? Yeah, we've all done it. And this is no different. If your client values this, and if she wants the transformation, she is going to explore how she could do this. What are the resources? I've done this so many times in my business over and over and over and over again that now it's never, I can't afford it. It's, do I want this? And if so, how am I going to make it happen? What are the resources that I can tap into to help me? I can always make more money. You can always make more money. There are multiple ways to make money. As a matter of fact, one of the games that we get to play is called 50 Ways. And if you really want to work with me inside of Activate Abundance and you're unsure about how to pay for it, and if you've got this tape playing saying, I can't afford it, one of the best things you can do is sit down and write down 50 ways that you can make money. It doesn't even have to be in your business, but it's 50 ways to make money. And you will start seeing that this idea of I can't afford it or I don't have the money just isn't true. There are multiple ways to make money, right? Sometimes we have to get creative, right? Sometimes we have to think outside the box. One time I got a no interest loan credit card because I needed a big chunk of money. And I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to make it back. Just my bank account says no right now. So let me do that. And then I will pay it off every single month so that by the end of the year, the credit card's paid off and I don't have any interest coming in. Right. Another time I had to decide, I think I shared this story with you yesterday. All right, how am I going to create $1,000? I needed to create $1,000. That was the down payment that I needed when I first said yes to work with my coach. And I thought, okay, my bank account says no. I've got no room on my credit cards. My bank account says no. I could have easily been, I can't afford it. And I said, no, I need this. I know I need this. I know I need the support. I like what she's teaching me. I want to have a heart-centered business. I want to be able to have a work that I love. And I also want to be able to have income coming in and be well paid so that I can pay off my bills, so that I can put my kids through school, so that I can pay off all my debt. And so I had to commit first and say, yes, I want it. And then, all right, how can I make this happen? And that's when I got 5 people together to go through a 6-week wellness program. I charged $200 a piece, and that was $1,000. So the I can't afford it is a lie. It's, am I choosing it or am I not choosing it? And if you want it, you will find a way to explore the resources and having it. Okay. So I also want to run down to the time piece. I'm going to skip over. I have to ask my husband first and go down to time. Time is just like it. Time bends to our priorities. When we say, I don't have time, that is also a lie, because the truth is we will create time in our day for what it is that we value, right? If my husband said, hey, Chris, can you come out and help me plant flowers? I would say, I don't have time for that. No, I don't have time. I'm doing my master class. But if my son said, Mom, I just cut myself and I need your help, I wouldn't tell him I didn't have time. I would say, hold on, y'all, I need to like step away for a minute, and I would create the time. Time bends to our priorities as well. So if you hear yourself saying, I don't have time, I really want you to question that. Is that really true? Because a lot of times that's just a smokescreen for I'm scared. I'm getting too close to what it is that I want. And I'm just going to use time to say, I can't. The truth is, you will create time for what it is that you value. We all do. If it's important for you to get up and work out or go for a walk, you'll do it. If it's important to you to be a part of a program and to create time, you'll do it. Heck, I had to create, there was a program that I wanted to be in with a coach that I'm working in now. I had to move the entire day that I was teaching Activate Abundance to a different day in order to make that happen. And I was willing to do that. I could have said, sorry, I don't have time. I teach my flagship program on that day and time. And I said, you know what? I really want this. How could I restructure my time to make this happen? So if this is something that you want, you can restructure your time if it's what you want. Time will bend to your priority. So just notice that these are self-limiting beliefs. These aren't really objections. These are false beliefs. Okay, you might be having false beliefs. Your clients might be having false beliefs. Typically, these are the 3 false beliefs that we hear pop up over and over and over again. And so when you are a stand for your client, you are either getting sold into their false belief, or you're being a stand for what it is that they say that they want. And really, that's what we want to do in heart-centered sales. It's not try to overcome somebody, not try to convince them, but to be a stand for what it is that they say that they want, right? If someone says, oh, I can't afford it, is that really true? Is it really true? Is it that you just can't afford this? Like nobody has a health coach savings account. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I can't wait to go hire a health coach and I'm going to pull it out of my savings account. Nobody does that. They're like, yep, I want this transformation. I want this different experience. Where's the money going to come from? How can I create it? What are the resources that I have available? So I have to ask my husband, could also be partner, mom, sister, brother, friend, whatever, doesn't matter. Really, this is about asking permission. And what this is about is fear and not wanting to get it wrong, right? When we say, oh, let me ask my husband first. If he says it's okay, or if my sister says it's okay, or if my mom says it's okay, or if my friend thinks it's a good idea, then I can say yes. This is about not trusting yourself. This is about wanting to share the blame, right? If my mom says, or my friend says, or my husband says, or my sister says it's okay, and I fail at it, I get to share the blame. So this is about a lack of trust in self. Okay. So instead, this doesn't mean that you don't need to have money conversations, right? If you have joint accounts with somebody and you actually need to have a conversation about making an investment, it's a very different thing to go to somebody and say, can I, versus this is something that's really important to me. I think that this is really going to help my business in this way. And because it's going to help my business in this way, it's also going to help me help us in this way. And it's going to help us pay off debt or pay off car, put the kids through school or blah, 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 blah. Would you support me in making this decision? So it's not about permission, can I or can't I do the thing? It's about asking for support. Asking for support. Would you support me? I had to do that with my mom when I went back to school to become a health coach. I didn't have the money to pay for the health coaching program. And I said, Mom, this is important to me. Would you be willing to let me borrow the $5,000 that I needed for that program? And I will pay you back this much money every month over time. She said, absolutely. Like, thank you. So I had to be willing to find it. I had to be willing not to say, can I, or do you think this is a good idea? But to say, this is important to me. Will you support me? Right? I didn't go to her and say, do you think this is a good idea? Because guess what people say when we approach them that way? No, it's a terrible idea. Don't do it. They do because they see your uncomfortableness. They want to save you from the uncomfortableness. And if they see you, if they see you being doubtful, then you're actually selling them into your doubt. You're selling them into your doubt. Okay. So these types of conversations, you can see why it's so important for us to start up here with who are we being and to be fully enrolled and trusting in ourselves so that we can be a stand for what it is that our client says that they want. We've all done hard things. We've all come up with resources when we needed them. And that actually makes us even better in what it is that we're doing because we realize that you are not a victim to circumstance and neither are your clients. Neither are your clients. This is not about saying the exact right thing. This is about helping your clients see that they are not a victim to their circumstances, that they get to take the power back. That instead of saying, I can't afford it, they get to say, do I feel worthy to receive this? Is this something that I really want? Is this something that I value? Instead of saying, I don't have the time, they get to take back their time and say, am I willing to make time for this? Instead of saying, I don't know, I need to ask for permission, they get to take back their personal power and their own self-trust and say, I trust that I can do this. Will you support me? Just that in itself is going to help your clients get better transformation. Right? One of the ways that we are going to help you inside Activate Abundance with everything that we talked about here, with the alignment, who are we being, right? You can see that we come back to this, who are we being, even in our conversations with people, is we have a golden hour so that you have specific steps that you take on a daily basis so you know what you're going to do. So that you can build consistent results. So you're not flailing around, so that you have a structure. so that you know what to do to bring people into your ecosystem. You know what to do to nurture them. As a matter of fact, I just did a 90-day abundance plan session with all of our people on Activate Abundance. And so we planned out their 90-day plan. How are you going to bring people into your ecosystem? How are you going to nurture them? How are you going to invite them to work with you? So that by the end of our 2-hour profit planning session, which we do every single quarter, they take those activities, they put that into their calendar, and now they know exactly what to do. Right? Tomorrow, we are going to come back and it's all about being an empowered leader. So I'm going to stop the share here for now, because when we are in this energetic space of being empowered and being confident and allowing ourselves to say, you know what, I'm worth it and I can do this. And I've done hard things before. I can do hard things again. Right? Then again, we're not a victim to whatever the circumstances. We get to take ownership. So what questions do you guys, oh, Sarah, sorry, I haven't even seen the chat. You guys are awesome. Yeah, where does one find one of those no interest credit cards? Didn't know they existed. Yeah, actually, I just Googled it, Sarah. I think I got mine through Capital One. Capital One, 0% interest for 15 months. 15 months, 0% interest. Yeah. Yeah. What questions do you have around the ladder of beliefs? Anybody have
I
any
don't have a
questions?
question, but I have like just a thought. I'm glad that I really wanted to come to today because today's the last day of my master class, and I did the offer yesterday and day two, but I want to do it again. I want to make sure I'm using like the right language, and I just this just helps with kind of framing it in my head about like when I do talk to them one-on-one, some of the things that come up. I never thought to kind of I love the whole like you can actually give them probably a few chuckles because I laugh when you say like no one has a savings account for a health coach, like it's like so when you're talking to somebody one-on-one, it kind of I just feel like that puts it into perspective and kind of like lightens the conversation on both ends because it's true. It's like it's something that comes up and like so I am looking into hiring a personal coach for strength training. Well, I don't
Yeah.
have a savings account for that.
Yep.
So I'm going to look around and talk to a few of them, but it kind of just like popped into my head the other day like it's time. And I really, really, really want this. It's important for my age, for my bone health, all that stuff. But I like didn't set aside money for it or like have a fitness savings account. I just think that's like a funny way and a light way to present it if that comes up as like a obstacle or excuse.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we tend to, again, give our power away to these other things. And we just don't have to do that. First of all, it's okay to claim your power and say, no, I don't want the thing. Totally fine, right? Like Christina, I'm sure you're going to interview a couple of personal trainers. Some of them you're going to be like, probably not for me. But, it's okay for you to say, thank you and no thank you versus sorry, I don't have the money or I don't have the time, right? We tend to use those as smoke screens instead of just claiming that just isn't what I want. It's okay to say no. It really is. It's okay to say this is not right for me right now at this time. Thank you anyways, right? And it's okay to say, yes, I want this and how am I going to figure it out, right? Maybe the trainer that you want is a little bit outside of your budget, but you're like, you know what? I really like this person. I really like the way that they, the whatever it is, the system that they're going to take you through, right? I really like how accessible they are. I really like this extra X, Y, Z thing, right? And you're like, so I'll figure it out.
I do have a question though, because I've had a few with my hot leads. I have 3 right now. And they've all kind of ended the conversation with I probably will because offered I was like I can help, I can support you. I'm like, do
Yeah.
you want me to coach you? And
Yeah.
I got like, you know what, I probably will. Or the last one was, can I just talk to you in like a couple weeks? So in those situations where there's a strong interest, but it's like you can tell they kind of want to process it. I think that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know what language to use in either responding or following up with them later without seeming
Yeah.
like pushy
Yeah.
or I just
Yeah.
want the
Yeah.
money.
Absolutely. Without feeling salesy and wonky about it,
Yeah.
right? Feeling
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to get you to say yes. Yeah. Totally cool. And by the way, Sarah, I love that. There are 8 billion people on this planet who are not working with me. You can certainly be one of them, and that's totally cool. Yes. First of all, we get to come from that mindset, right? It's not about, oh my God, I have to get this client. I have to make her say yes at all costs, right? We get to come at it from a place of if she says, you know what, can I follow up in a couple weeks? Absolutely. Happy to follow up with you in a couple weeks. Is this something that you really are interested in? Are these the results that you're really interested in making? You get a commitment first that they really want this. Is this something that you want? Remember, it's the ladder of beliefs, right? Is this something that they think is possible? Is this something that they see as possible now? Is this something that they want? If they say, I don't know, then we want to say, great. How can I support you in that? What questions do you have so I can help you make an empowered decision about whether or not this is going to help you with the result that you want? Are you still interested in having this XYZ result that you said you wanted at the beginning? Right? And if they say yes, absolutely. I just have a lot going on right now, blah, blah, blah. Great. Let's set a time right now. Happy to follow up with you. The other thing that you can do, if you know that you've got a group that's starting, and this is what I do for all of you here as well, is I've had some people that say, yes, absolutely. And, they want to put a down payment down. So they will put a down payment down to lock in, the rate, the early bird rate, right? Even if they need to start later. I've had a couple conversations with people. We have some people who just joined Activate Abundance in January, but one of the ladies needed to start in March. So you can also take a down payment as their commitment to join you inside the group, even if it's a not now. Right? But they have to be clear that this is what they want. Yeah. So we take the not now out of, okay, when is a good time? Right? I know I want this. I just know that I couldn't do it now because I've got a vacation and I've got this other thing coming up. Great. No problem. When is a good time? When would you like to get started? So it's not about an if, it's a when.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And Alyssa's asking if we join this week, when do we start? Yeah. So when you join this week, Alyssa, you start right away. So you get access to our membership portal. You get access to the 90-day profit plan that we just went through. And you will also get a one-on-one session with me right away to get you going. So you'll get a fast track session with me that we will set up for next week. Yep. Yeah. Cool, cool. Let me just read these other. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So what do you need to do to say yes to yourselves? First of all, you need to ask yourself, is this going to help me get what it is that I want? Do I believe that if I have the right system and the support, and I know that I have accountability, is this the way that I want to build and grow my business? Right? Not do I want to spend this money, but is the support that I feel is going to help me build my business? First, just get clear on that. If this is not the way that you want to build and grow your business, then you're a no, and that's an empowered no, and that's amazing. No problem. No problem. We get to be that for our clients too, right? But if this is the way that you want to build and grow your business, and look, we all have to invest, whether it's time or whether it's money, we have to invest. Why? Because the investment comes with a system and a level of support that we don't get when we don't invest, right? And the truth is, you guys are here because you may have tried it on your own previously and you haven't gotten the results yet. You could certainly go buy a business book, right? You could certainly invest in a done for you course, right? But the difference is that Activate Abundance Academy is a wraparound support system, right? It is a combination of one-on-one support so that you've got somebody who's going, yes, Alyssa, information is not transformation, right? We're going to help you take the information that you're learning and implement it. A book is information. A course is information. You're going to get results when you implement. So we know that the people that join Activate Abundance Academy, the best fit for this program are people that are like, you know what? I might not know how, but I'm willing to learn it and I'm willing to implement. And we'll walk with you every step of the way. You get one-on-one calls every month. You get quarterly one-on-one calls with me. Actually, let me go ahead and share my screen because I want to share with you guys this because I know some of you might be visual, right? This is truly a revolutionary approach to coaching and wellness business success because it's not just, I'm not just going to throw strategy with you. I'm not just going to leave you to figure things out on your own. You're going to have real-time support to help you apply the information and the strategies that work best for you, and that feel good, right? So the 6 pillars for a thriving business, we've gone through align on day 1. We went through design on day 2. On day 3, we went through attract and nurture. Today, we went through invite, and tomorrow we're going to come back and go through empower. Okay. So we've already gone through what is in the pillars. And Alyssa, you asked me how we were going to do that. First, we're going to help you figure out your strengths and your ideal clients so that we know that you're speaking chocolate and not broccoli to your people, right? We talked a little bit yesterday and the day before about how broccoli kills our business. When we're too vague, when we're not giving targeted solutions, when we're only giving people information that we think that they need, but not what they're asking for, then that doesn't work. So we're going to help you figure out your strength and your ideal clients. And we do that also with monthly marketing calls with our marketing and copy expert, Laura Machingtonell. Okay. So we've got specific, specialized support for you. Okay. Second, we're going to help you create a clear roadmap for success that's tailored to your goals and vision so you can prioritize your efforts and make more money. We do that in a 90-day profit plan, which we just did inside of Activate Abundance. We also do that every single month in pod sessions so that you're really, really clear on what to do. You'll also have daily accountability experiences so that you know exactly what actions to take, and that's in the form of a golden hour. We actually have a golden hour checklist here. So you know exactly what to do that falls in the attract, nurture, and invite. Third, we're going to help you attract and connect with your ideal clients in an authentic and an organic way. We're not about throwing money at ads. We need to get your marketing and sales system up and working like a well-oiled machine so that you can build trust and establish a long-term foundation for success. So remember, I'm not just about throwing and help you just create a short-term client. I want you to have long-term profitability. I want this business to be profitable and sustainable, something that's going to help you create money over and over and over, year over year over year. Okay. Fourth, we're going to help you create a supportive and an empowering environment that fosters growth and transformation without the need for slimy sales calls or aggressive marketing tactics. You guys already know I'm a no for that. You don't need to build a business that way. So if you resonate with that, this is what we're absolutely going to help you. And then finally, we help you grow and evolve in a sustainable and fulfilling way so you're not burning yourself out. So you know what to do so that you also have plenty of time to unplug. You've got plenty of time to enjoy life. You've got plenty of time to go on vacation or use the time in the way that most lights you up. Okay. So let me also share with you what is inside of the program. So we break this down into daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Every single day when you're enrolled, you'll have access to your business membership portal, which has got a vault with guest experts. It's got all of the information in your training material and tools to streamline your process. Okay. You'll also have an accountability buddy that you can check in with. And our accountability buddies, we've got people that are in Activate Abundance that have had accountability buddies that have become friends, and they've actually traveled to different states to connect with each other. And it's really, really fun. The other cool thing is that you basically have me in your pocket by using the Voxer app, which is a phone app. So it's a safe and supportive space to ask questions, get feedback, and get insights, not only from me, but also from my team. So if you have a tech call, we've got our tech expert. if you have a tech question, if you've got a visibility or a marketing question, we've got our visibility coach in there. We've got our success coach. So you've got direct access. Okay. This is not a try to wade through all the information and not have support. Every week, we're going to have clear steps and resources so that you know, again, what to do on a weekly basis so that you are creating that business that aligns with your values and your mission. We've got live Q&A calls. So every single week, the first 3 weeks of the month, you meet in a Zoom room just like we are today, live Q&A calls to give you actionable feedback so that you do what? Implement the information, right? This isn't about just showing, throwing more info at you. It's about implementing. We also have accountability trackers so that you don't get bogged down in the day-to-day tasks that don't matter and lose the big picture. So our accountability trackers for you are going to help you focus on the needle movers, the income generators, the key actions that move your business forward. Every month, you have group mindset calls. And this is growth mindset really in a bottle. It'll help you catch and cast out those sneaky limiting beliefs that have us self-sabotaging, that have us trying to sneak out the back door. Okay. I want you to be able to create a sense of possibility and resilience as you build your business. That's one of the most important things that we can build as entrepreneurs. You'll have your accountability calls. You'll have abundance and profit plans every single month. You'll have copywriting and marketing calls every month. And you'll have tech calls every month. So cool, right? Every 3 months. So every quarter you will have, oh, and I forgot to add here, you have one-on-one calls that you can have. You have a one-on-one strategy call with me every quarter. And we do activator calls. So every single quarter, we're going to deep dive into building your audience, planning your nurture event, inviting people to work with you. We're going to cover the 4 key areas of your business growth, which is growing your online community, growing your message and your content, growing collaborations, and also doing nurture events. After 6 months, we're going to have a live half-day VIP workshop. All about the inner game, right? You guys can already tell this is different because it's a combination of inner game and outer game. And we also do something fun called the Sacred Money Archetypes. So we've got wealth consciousness all dialed in here with you. Okay. And then every year we're going to do a Create Your Epic Year workshop where we get big picture. And you have access to all of these replays as well inside of our call replay center. So if we were to add up all of this, it would actually be well over $40,000. It would probably be in excess of 6 figures to have a copywriting coach, to have a tech coach, to have a business strategist, to have a visibility coach, to have a productivity coach, right? Add up all of those things and we're looking at 6 figures. The standard investment is normally $20K, but when you enroll by tomorrow night at midnight, you get to save 20%. Which means that the pay in full investment is only $16K, or you can put $1,000 down that holds your spot and you can make 12 payments of $1,333. Okay, so that is the pricing that is good until tomorrow at midnight. After tomorrow at midnight, it's going to go back up to our $20K standard investment. We also had a couple bonuses. Some of the bonuses that we had where you get a one-on-one call with me where we start right away. So that means instead of 4 one-on-one calls, you get 5. And we would love to have you inside of our community. Any questions? Any questions about joining me inside of Activate Abundance?
You mentioned yesterday or the day before about getting on a call with you, if it's like next week or something, and still having the
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you hop on a call with me if you book your call before midnight, even if it turns out that we don't get to hop on the call, there's not an opening until next week, you will lock in a discounted rate. Yeah, but you have to book the appointment. You have to actually get on my books before midnight tomorrow night. Yeah, that's your commitment, right? In order for me to lock it in for you, you need to make that commitment before midnight. Yeah, awesome. Let's see, let me just check. 1% out is 100% self-sabotage. Yep. Absolutely. Great. So we've talked about the importance of inviting. We've talked about attraction. We've talked about nurturing. We've talked about inviting. How would it change your business? I would love to know, how would it change your business if you felt really confident and sure about what to do to bring paying clients into your business?
The business would grow on autopilot.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have something that you know to put on repeat, right? It's like, okay, it would completely, yeah. I would feel it would turn it around completely, right? Instead of worrying about where am I going to get my next client, you've got a system to follow. You've got a process to follow. You've got something where we know we're bringing clients into our ecosystem all the time. And when we continue to bring people into our ecosystem, they move across the pathway, right? And so we know what to do to bring them in. We know what to do to serve and nurture them. And we know what to do to invite them to work with us in a way that feels aligned and authentic and genuine so that they can say yes to their result. Yeah, and we put that on repeat. And we put that on repeat, right? And we get to master the process, and we get to master the different ways that we're going to attract people. And we get to master different ways. If we're doing a talk, we'll master the talk. If we're doing an online nurture event, like you guys are watching me do this week, you get to master that and you get support. And that's the key. We're not meant to do this on our own, ladies. I'm not meant to do it on my own. I work with multiple coaches. I work with a business coach. I work with a book coach. I work with the mindset coach. Why? Because I want business strategy that works today. I don't want to use outdated business strategy from 10 years ago. And that's what's being taught today. I don't want that. And I'm not going to teach you outdated business strategy either. I want mindset. I want somebody who's going to keep me in the game, in the abundant mindset, right? And we just get to be there 51% of the time. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. Awesome. Is business coaching a write-off in some form? Absolutely. 100% tax write-off. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a business expense. It's part of building and running and growing your business for sure. Yeah. Awesome. All right, ladies, tomorrow we are coming back for the last step, which is step 6, which is all about obstacles and being the empowered leader in our business. Okay, so we're going to talk about empowered leadership paradigms that we get to embody. That's the inner game. And we're also going to talk about what to be aware of with the obstacles. What we know will take us out of the game, and how you can overcome those obstacles so that you're actually staying in the game, building and growing your business. All right. I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 12. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to book a call with me before midnight tomorrow. All right. Bye, ladies.